They still don't play defense. They had a 24-point lead in the fourth quarter, Skip. And Indiana came all the way back to tie the game up, as Jen mentioned, at 100. And the thing is, because you don't play defense, they did a better job of rebounding the basketball. I think they were +1 in the rebounding category last night. But any off-shooting night, they're done. And you got to hope that KD and Kyrie give you these type of numbers, Skip. If KD and Kyrie ever have an off night, they're getting blown out by 20. I mean, KD gave you 36, Kyrie gave you 28. So that's 64 points between those two. And that's what they got to give you on a nightly basis. It also shows Ben Simmons didn't play last night. So finally, he got an opportunity to play 5-on-5 offensive basketball. Even though Joe Harris was not spectacular, he was able to add something. You got to respect him when he's on the court. You're not respecting Ben Simmons on the offensive end. So for me, it didn't tell me anything that I didn't already know. I know they have two elite-level scorers that are in their prime and can score against anybody and will score against anybody, but defensively they're not very good. They got a 9 of 11 shooting night from Nick Claxton, but you shouldn't have left that game thinking any different about the Nets than you did entering that game. They still don't play defense. They're still a small team. They're still going to get out-rebounded on most nights. They might win, out of 82 games, they might win the rebounding battle 10 times maybe. But I didn't learn anything I didn't already know about the Nets.
They did win the rebound battle by 1 last night over the lowly Pacers. They won it by 1 because KD decided, I'm 7 feet tall. Maybe I should try on the backboards.
Because the other night I think he had 5.
Right? Okay, so he got 9 rebounds, and they won by 1 rebounds by 1. Okay, the first shock of the night was that I look up, first quarter, I'm like, wait, where's Ben Simmons? Oh, he's on the bench in street clothes, and he looked very content on that bench. He was, to use your phrase, keying a lot on the bench with whomever was on the bench at that time, whether Kyrie or Kevin or whoever it was. And he looked like he was much happier cheerleading and clapping than being on the floor because there's no pressure, there's no expectation because he got the night off.
Correct.
And he was loving it. Right. Which is scarier and scarier because it's just eating him alive out there on the floor with Kevin and Kyrie trying to live up to what he used to be, which was a 3-time All-Star and a 2-time first-team All-Defense. All right. So they didn't have Seth Curry again. He tried to play two games ago, and then he couldn't go, and they don't have P.J. Warren yet. But I'm sorry, T.J. Warren. But in the end, it came down to this for the Brooklyn Nets. This is how bad it got. If we could see what happened with it's 5:59 to go in the game, and all of a sudden the game had gotten tied at 100, and Kevin Durant comes down and does what he does so well. The Nets telecast featuring the great Ian Eagle, who goes pretty crazy to the point that he responded as if Kevin had made a Game 7 kind of a shot because it felt like that because they're teetering on extinction already early in the year. So Ian's call was like, wow, it was a great shot. Well, it was. Under the circumstances, it was a great clutch shot. Right. Okay, so now down the stretch, it has come to this for the Brooklyn Nets. Guess who played very close to all of the fourth quarter? He played almost 10 minutes of the fourth quarter. Would you believe that Yuta Watanabe played all that? Guess why he played so much of the fourth quarter? Why did Steve Nash keep him on the floor? Because he's one net who actually cares about playing on the defensive end. How many times have you seen that? Right. Okay, that's what he does, and he will do it under pressure when it's time. Okay, so it took Kevin making a big shot, then Kyrie making a big shot, and Watanabe playing defense on Halliburton for them to pull this game out. Well, that's who they are. And to your point, it just feels like it's your turn or my turn on offense. It's either, and Kevin talked after the game because it's no big deal, but he passed Vince Carter. What's that make him for 19th on the list? 25,754 points he has scored, but he was impressed with himself after the game. He took pride in the fact that he was efficient because he was 13 of 22. So okay, that's who he is, what he does. He is not shooting well from 3, though he's shooting better than LeBron is from 3. So far, he's only 33%. But who closed the game with 2 clutch free throws? Well, it was Kevin as usual. He's shooting a career-high 93% from 3. So
from the free throw line.
I mean, from the free throw line. So the point is that those two, to your point, they just go, is it your turn or my turn? And if they can get, like Kevin's averaging 33 a game, which ranks 4th in the league, and it's a career high for him. Well, if he can keep doing that and Kyrie can average 30-ish, maybe they can win some games. But when they
can't stop anybody.
They can't stop anybody. And when I look down the schedule, so they got the Bulls tonight, and the Bulls are playing pretty well. So I think they're going to have their hands full. Then they have a couple of games at Washington and Charlotte, but then they have to go to Dallas.
Luka going to have 50.
He's going to have 50. And then they make a West Coast swing, 7 out of 8, and they play the Clippers, and they play the Lakers, and they play the Kings in Portland. And here they go. The point is they have to play Memphis. When they play a better team, it's going to be hard to outscore the team when you don't play any defense.
Yes.
And I still think it's a troubled team because I believe in Kevin's heart of hearts, he did not want to play with Kyrie. And he basically got forced out of contractual obligation to stay. Okay? Now you're staying with the guy that you don't love off the floor the way you used to. You don't trust him. And it's one controversy after another. And here they go. And there they went. And it was stunning to me that a 24-point lead evaporated down to none against Indiana, who wiped you out at home in the previous game.
Yeah.
Boy, you got problems.
Yeah. And Skip, it's not a good sign that we won a game in which the guy that we traded for, who's supposed to be a difference maker, Ben Simmons, didn't play. That offense looked more fluid. And like you said, Skip, Joe Harris is on the floor. You can space the floor, and you have to pay attention to him. No, he's not shooting the ball so far early this year like we know he can shoot it. But at least he's a threat.
Well, they don't give him any shots. It's hard to get. Look what Joe Harris did last night. He's 3 of 6 and 1 of 2 from 3.
Yeah.
Listen, he can make 8 out of 10 threes if you get him going. Okay, well, you got to feed him.
No. KD and Kyrie go get somewhere between 40 and 60 shots a night. And they should. It's not like I'm saying, oh, no, they should. No. You got no chance. Unless those two guys go nuclear on a nightly basis, Skip, you don't have a chance. You don't. Because you don't play the defense. You can't keep letting people get to 130, 125, 128, 131 and expect to win a bunch of ball games. This ain't the 80s where everybody was just getting up and down the court.
No. So they heaved a big sigh after this game. We survived we held off the Pacers. well, now what's going to happen tonight? I just don't like their chances.
But, Skip, think about this. Kyrie had to play 43 minutes.
He did.
KD had to play 39 minutes against Indiana to hold him off.
Yeah, they did.
This early in the year. 43 minutes.
Bad signs. So is Ben going to be more content to just stay over there and clap?
What they say he got a knee injury. Says he's doubtful if he's going to play tonight against Chicago. I doubt he plays tonight. But Skip, it's in his mind. He might need to go. I don't know if he is, but he needs to talk to somebody.
I agree.
That's not. I don't care. You can't convince me that a basketball player shouldn't shoot the basketball.
No.
Especially at the point guard. It's like, well, Dennis Rodman didn't shoot. Dennis Rodman wasn't running the offense.
He wasn't. Nope. The Nets seem to be going nowhere slowly.
That's your team. You picked them.
Yeah, I did. I didn't pick them to win at all, but I thought they were going to be pretty
better
good.
Than what they are.
Yeah.
Thanks for watching, Undisputed fans. Subscribe here to get the very latest from Skip and Shannon. Plus, go watch a few segments from our other shows on FS1.